Hello, hola, welcome back to Color and Canvas. This morning I am going to be doing a double dip. We have two little canvases. They are so cute. They're about 5 by 7 I think, or 4 by 6. I think they're 5 by 7s. And I'm going to be dipping them together just like that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to do a little different, so we'll get into that in a second. The paints that I'm using, these are all acrylics, different brands mixed together. My white and my black are various brands that I've mixed for my base coats. My colors, I know exactly what they are. These are Amsterdam Primary Yellow, Primary Magenta, Primary Cyan in the blue, and Deco Art 24 Karat Gold. These are the colors that are going to go on here. We're going to have a black and a white base coat. This is the crazy part. I saw Fiona Art do a beautiful video. She did it about a year ago, and her base coat was 1 copper, 1 gold, and it was outstanding the way that it turned out. And when I saw that video, I was inspired to try it with black and white, and let's see if that works, right? We can try. Half the fun of art is trying new things. So let's get into this and see what we can do. Our pouring medium is 50% Floetrol, 30% Gluol, and 20% water. I used school glue because I don't have Gluol here in Mexico. I can't find any. So I've used school glue, but the end result is going to be the same. It's going to look the same if you use Gluol or school glue. The difference will be apparently that if you use Gluol, it is more archival. There's less chance in 50 or 100 years that the paint is going to deteriorate. I'm not worried about that right now. I just want to paint. So regular glue it is. So I'm just going to put our base coat down. It's a little thick for a base coat. Well, that's okay. This is what we're working with today. And I'm just going to spread these out. And then we'll get going with our dip. Oh, I wanted to show you the consistency. These are pretty thin. They don't leave much of a mound at all, if you can see that. Hopefully you can see that. They're thin. They're not watery. They're just a thin consistency. Cover up my paint. Get these spread out and have some fun. I'm not going to worry about the sides on here. We will paint the sides later when it's dry, and we will paint this one white, we will paint that one black, and they're going to be great. We hope they're going to be great. We're kind of counting on it. Fantastic. Just wipe that off and do our black. And because this is just plain black, I think there might have been a bit of white on here. Because this is just plain black, it's easy to do touch-ups on the sides later. You just get your cup of paint and touch it up, or your tube of paint and touch it up. Using the paint straight out of the tube is a lot more opaque. It leaves a lot more pigment, and you can get it done in one coat. Whereas if you try and paint the sides with your paint that you've already put pouring medium into, you're probably going to have to paint it several times to get it. But if you're working with a custom color, that'll work, and that's what you do. All right, that's looking okay. Fantastic. All right, so here we go. Let's drizzle some of these colors on and have some fun. I think I'm going to start with my gold. And we're going to kind of do the same thing on both sides of the canvas. You can see what that 24 karat gold does. It's an amazing color. And our yellow. And so hopefully you guys have seen me do dips before, but usually I don't tilt them on an angle when we're going to be pulling them apart. And that was the fun thing that I saw, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to put them on an angle before we separate them and let all of these colors drip down. Kind of excited about it, actually. All right. Oh, I spilled. Let's clean that up. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to pick one up, put it down on the other, and let's go. Cross your fingers. Let's see if it works out. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Together. Fantastic. Got paint all over me. Wipe off my gloves. I have this thing about getting paint all over the back of the canvases. All right, so they're together. I'm going to lift them up like that, and I'm going to put a bit of pressure on both sides.
Come towards me. Come towards me. Good.
Okay, and now we're going to take them apart. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Aha! It worked. It worked. It worked. Look at that. We maybe had more paint than we needed, but we sure have an indication that one was a black base and one was a white. I love the way those turned out. I think less paint next time, but success nonetheless, right? First time trying something. So the paint actually squished out all the way to the top. And so I should have started further down, making notes. Torch out some of those air bubbles. I always encourage new people to record themselves, not because you ever need to show that video to anybody else, but because you can go back and see what you did and what you learned and how you're progressing. All right, so I realized there was glare coming from that other light, so I'm just turning off that light and moving these over here so you can get a better look at them. They are lovely. So many beautiful cells. There's a reason why I thinned out that 24 karat gold so much, because the thinner it is, it seems to make more cells. And I love that, what that 24 karat gold does. Zoom in a little bit and see that. Oh, those are so cool looking. You can't really tell the metallics in the camera, but they look really, really great. I'm very happy with how they turned out. All right, so they look great. The only part that I really am not in love with is this, these white air bubbles from the white base coat. So I'm going to take my trusted skewer, and anywhere that it's black and there's a little white dot, I'm going to sink it in there. And the black paint will fill in around it and we'll have less of them. And as you switch colors, clean off your tool, whatever it is, paper towel, and then sink a few more. Switching over to blue, so I wiped off. And I'm just going to keep doing that until some of these spots are gone. Some people don't mind them, And sometimes they really add to a painting. I don't think they add anything here. So I'm going to kind of let these ones go. And here in this kind of dark blue area, we'll let it go. I think it looks a lot better with less of those spots for sure. All right, I think I'm going to leave it just like that. Stay tuned. I will show you the dried ones at the end of the video. And yeah, thanks for watching. Anyways, have a great day. Go paint something beautiful. Bye-bye.